Hello 7th grade, how are you today? This is your English teacher Dana from Al Faruq Academy. Today we are going to start with the first structure in this unit, Unit 8. This is about the first conditional. If clause type 1, الجملة الشرطية type 1. So let's start. The outcomes of our lesson today, students should be able to recognize and practice the first conditional clause. Recognize how to rewrite the sentences by using unless in the first conditional. So let's start with the use of the first conditional. When do we use the first conditional, or how can we use it? The use of it, we use it if we want to talk about something or a possibility in the future. So if we are thinking about the future, we use if clause type 1 or the first conditional. And because we are talking about something that will happen in the future, in the main clause we have to add will to indicate future tense. Excellent. So let's practice the structure. So the form of if clause type 1. If you remember zero conditional, we said that we have two clauses or two statements in the if clause. بالجملة الشرطية في عنا ال if clause اللي هي الجملة الشرطية، وعنا المين clause اللي هي نتيجة الشرط أو جواب الشرط اللي هي result النتيجة. So بالزيرو conditional كنا نستخدم بالتو clauses simple present, but in type 1 or the first conditional we have to put something that indicates for future tense. So in the if clause بالجملة الشرطية we have to use the simple present tense, and in the main clause بجواب الشرط we have to use the future tense. And we mean about the future tense, yes, the sentence with will. إذن will يا miss indicates the future tense اللي هي بتكون بجواب الشرط. Look at the examples. If you win the prize or the first prize, your mother will be happy. What is the if clause? Excellent. If clause اللي هي جملة الشرط. If you win the first prize, شو رح يصير؟ Your mother will be happy. إذن النتيجة أو جواب الشرط، جواب الجملة الشرطية هو your mother will be happy. إذن هون يا مس إحنا عم نحكي عن something that will happen in the future, or we are thinking about future. So we use in the main clause بجواب الشرط the future tense اللي هي will plus the infinitive verb. So let's again, if plus the plural subject. Here we have you, so we have to use infinitive verb when and the complement. وبما إنه إحنا بدينا we started with the if clause, so we have to put comma between the two clauses, between the if clause and the main clause. So we drop the comma, your mother, this is the subject, will, and infinitive verb. Now the second example, if it rains, we will cancel the match. So if is, here we have the if clause. We started with if plus the singular, and because we have singular pronoun, we have to put s or es with the verbs. Here we have rain, rains. So we add s, the comma, we will, we is the subject, will, and infinitive verb cancel the match. So الفرق ما بين الزيرو conditional والtype 1 طبعا الuse والform. In zero conditional we don't use will because we are talking about facts, but in the type 1 or the first conditional we have the if clause and will is the main clause. And remember, will plus infinitive verb. Here we have some extra examples. If I have enough money, I will buy a car. If, this is the if clause, if I, the subject have the infinitive verb enough money, comma, I will buy a car. I, the subject, will plus infinitive verb اللي buy a car. Then this is something that will happen in the future. If she works hard, she will win the prize. Works, why do we put S with the verb? Because we have singular subject and this is the if clause, and the result or the main clause, النتيجة, we put comma because we started with the if clause. And the last one, I will be very angry if she is late. So here, my students, we started with the main clauses. بدينا بجواب الشرط. So we don't put a comma between the two clauses. إذا لما نبدأ بجواب الشرط أو بالfuture tense ما بنحط comma بين ال two clauses. If she is late, she is singular, so we put is and the complement. Now, what about the negative form? How can we negate the clauses or the sentences in the if clause? The if clause negated by adding doesn't or don't plus infinitive verb. Don't, we know that we use don't with plural nouns or pronouns, doesn't for singular. What about the future tense? How can we negate it? Excellent. We negate the main clause he with will by adding not, so we negate it by using won't. Look at this example. If they don't study hard, they won't pass the exam. So if they is a plural pronoun, so يا مس بنستخدم don't لنفي if clause plus infinitive verb. دائما نعرف احنا بعد verbs to do infinitive verb. So this is the if clause. If they don't study hard, they won't. Won't بمعنى will not. إذن هون احنا نفينا ال future tense by adding not with will and of course infinitive verb. So they won't pass. If plus the subject, if we have a plural, we use don't, and infinitive verb complement, we use comma because we started with the if clause, and in the future tense we use the subject, won't, and infinitive verb. Now here we have another example with singular pronouns. If she doesn't study hard, she won't pass. If she is a singular pronoun, so we negate the sentence by using doesn't plus infinitive verb and complement with comma, she, the subject, and will not or won't pass. This is the infinitive verb. Now let's move to the second topic of our lesson for today. This is about unless. What do we mean about unless? Unless معناها يا مس if not. If not. إذن هي بتحل لي مكان ال if and it gives us the negative meaning for the sentence. بتعطيني معنى النفي. إذن يا مس إذا أنا طلبت rewrite the sentence from the if sentences, we have to delete if and put unless instead of it. بما إنها بتعطيني معنى النفي، إذا بجملة unless أنا ما بحط نفي وبحذف أي شيء بدل على negative، يعني like don't and doesn't، وأنا عم بحكي فقط عن جملة الشرطية وليس جواب الشرط. جواب الشرط بضل مثل ما هو، لكن الجملة الشرطية هي اللي بيتغير فيها. How? Let's take example. Look at this example. We have if Mia doesn't work harder, she will fail her exam. Here we have the if clause، وأنا شغلي كلياته رح يكون بجملة الإف. If Mia, because Mia is singular، إذا بحط doesn't، بنفي الجملة باستخدام doesn't with infinitive verb، والmain clause she will fail her exam. Now I want to rewrite it by using unless، يعني بدها تصير جملة unless. So we have to delete if and put unless instead of it. We drop the subject Mia. We delete any negative form from the sentence. Hon doesn't indicates to a negative. So we delete it and put the verb. Why we delete any negative? Because unless means if not, and it already gives us the negative meaning. هي أصلا already أعطتني negative meaning للsentence as we see here. Unless this is instead of if, Mia is the subject, we delete any negative form and put the verb. Why we do or why we put works by adding s, because Mia is singular, and we complete the statement. Harder, she will fail her exam. Then we have two clauses, the unless clause and the main clause. And because we started with the unless, we have to put comma between these two clauses. These are another examples to rewrite the sentences to unless. If the baby doesn't eat, we will see the doctor. Let's try to rewrite it with unless. We said we have to put unless instead of if. So ببدأ جملتي ب unless the baby doesn't eat. No, we delete doesn't. نشطب النفي and baby is singular, so eats. Unless the baby eats, we will see the doctor. لو لم بمعنى لو لم، إذا لم البيبي أكل، إذا ما أكل البيبي we will see the doctor، رح نروح للدكتور. So هون unless أعطتني معنى النفي. Number 2, I won't go to university if I don't pass this last exam. Where is the if clause? Yes, here we started here with the main clause, then the if clause. The main clause بتضل مثل ما هي I won't go to university if, yes, we put instead of if, unless I pass this exam. So we put unless instead of if, then the subject, we delete any negative اللي هي don't and put the infinitive verb pass this last exam. I is plural عشان هيك احنا حطينا infinitive verb. Now let's do this exercise. We want to complete the sentences by using the first conditional. Number 1, if you, I to the party, we have come and go. If you, because it's plural, we use come. If you come, I. In the main clause, we use the future tense. Excellent. So I will go to the party. Number 2, the roads clause, if it, what, we have be and snow. The roads, this is the main clause and this is the if clause. Here we have the future tense. The roads will be closed if it snows. Number 3, unless my sister, me, we have help. Unless my sister, yes, helps me, I, we have not finished my homework on time. I won't finish my homework on time. The last sentence, if you drop, yes, that glass, it will break. So here the if clause and the main clause with.